Anjali Quatra. She's a national disaster management expert. Also with us is Dr. O.P. Mishra. He's a seismologist, and our correspondent Shabir joins us from Ground Zero for an insight into how people reacted, whether all the measures were in place. Dr. Quatra, I want to ask you first, looking at everything that happened through the day, the NDMA briefings, the government's response, do you find India disaster ready?
Well, this time the disaster didn't come, so we could not say, but then I would not rate our preparedness as good as what we see in the West or we see in Japan. Their disaster preparedness is far better than ours, including the warning signals, the community preparedness. It has to be an entire cycle to be disaster prepared, which is lacking in India.
Okay, and Mr. Mishra, what I would like to know from you is that we've been pointing this whole issue about a vertical and earthquake and a horizontal earthquake. Are we lucky this time around that such a huge earthquake struck us and yet no major loss of life or property? It's only because of the nature of the earthquake. So we shouldn't always focus on the magnitude.
Yeah, you rightly pointed out that the tsunami is the after effect of the earthquake. And it is not only diagnosed by the magnitude. Magnitude is just amount of energy, but mode of the faulting is the important. What was the mode of faulting, how the rupture take place, how the rock get displaced. So certainly we are the lucky that even the 8.9 magnitude of the earthquake, if it has a major nerve faulting and a strike slip component, it will not create enough the displacement of the water column, and so there is no tsunami. So this is actually the seismological process. And if you compare the 8.9 earthquake and other earthquake of similarly the Nias earthquake of 2005, its magnitude is 8.5, 8.7, but it has a thrust component, so there was the more panic in that time that there is the tsunami and all. But in this time, the India did a very commendable job. The inquest, we have seen that inquest, they have taken a lot of the analytical part of the of almost all parameters. They did not create any public panic because they closely monitor the water level, the mode of the faulting, they seeing and watch, and then they did not give any the alarm that is that should be a false alarm. And
Dr. Quatra, also I want to ask you about a point where through the day NDMA came in for a lot of flack. A lot of people around the country were trying to log into the NDMA website to try and get updates. It did not provide any, the main page did not even have any links to what is happening around the country. What is the one area where you think that India was found badly wanting today as far as disaster management and coordination is concerned, and adequate warning?
Yes, if you recall that in 2004, that tsunami in Andaman Nicobar, Geological Survey of India deputed a team, and I was the team leader along with all colleagues of Geological Survey of India. We found that the public awareness is the important aspects. There is a lot of the series of the aftershocks after the big earthquakes. It is a common issue. So,
Shabir, I also wanted to get to know from you exactly what did you see on the ground? Yes, the moment of disaster has passed us, but did the authorities come out with flying colors? We are getting mixed reports. We know that we were better than last time around, but we also saw people getting on to the Marina Beach, again a fun and frolic sort of atmosphere.
Well, definitely the people here in Chennai are extremely curious to know what a tsunami is and how it looks like, because in 2004 when tsunami struck Tamil Nadu, it was devastation, and definitely people have a fair idea about how it is going to damage, but also the authorities were also on high alert. In fact, just a few minutes ago, Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha released a statement in which she has said that Tamil Nadu was on high alert, and almost all the teams were kept on high alert, and they were disaster management teams were ready, hospitals and all those contingency plan was formed, and it was given to the respective districts to follow at this point in time. So definitely Jayalalitha knows, because during 2004 she was the chief minister.
Okay, Dr. Quatra, really, every government, the government and, agencies are talking about how we had all our plans in place, but the truth really is that the reality of those plans was never tested, because thankfully the disaster did not really touch our coast. But is there one point where you think that India badly needs to ramp up its capability as far as disaster management is concerned?
Well, disaster management and preparedness needs much before preparation measures. It's about risk assessment to start with that. And once we know that a coastline is prone to tsunamis and other coastal hazards, the country, the citizens, the officials all have to be prepared. And for that, most important are the structural features, the civil engineering aspects of the buildings in the areas. They have to be properly prepared. There have to be important laws that have to be implemented, and because the implementation is so lax, so that increases the hazard much more.
Okay, Dr. Quatra and Mr. Mishra and Shabbir also from Chennai. Many thanks for joining us. Hopefully, we shouldn't have this discussion in the future anytime. And if even we do, we hope that India is prepared for such a day. Take a very short break.